Ladies and gentlemen, please listen up. They thought you were easy to fool. They thought you were a piece on their board. They thought you were someone they could move around, control, and discard when they were done. They thought they could play you. But you were watching. You were learning. You were silent. You were patient. And instead of being played, you rewrote the whole game. But before we go further, listen. If you've been through this kind of betrayal, if you've been underestimated, if people thought they could play you and now you're rewriting the script, subscribe right now, hit that like button, drop a comment and tell me I see the game, because this channel isn't just about words, it's about building warriors who walk through fire and come out unshaken. To the loyal ones who come back again and again, I thank you. You are the proof that strength still lives in silence and power still lives in patience. This is what happens when they underestimate you. They mistake your silence for weakness. They mistake your patience for ignorance. They mistake your kindness for blindness. And that's when they set themselves up for the fall. You didn't shout. You didn't beg. You didn't try to prove your worth. You just changed the rules. And now they don't even recognize the world they're in. Now let's talk about the psychology. People who try to play you operate on one principle: control. They think they know your triggers. They think they can manipulate your emotions. They think they can dangle what you want and watch you chase it. But here's where they miscalculate. Once you learn their game, once you see their patterns, once you step back and watch from above, the entire thing collapses. You stopped reacting. You stopped chasing. You stopped giving them the fuel. And that silence, that calm, that refusal to play by their rules is what destroyed them. This is the mindset you must adopt. You don't argue with the players. You don't complain about the rules. You build a new game. And when they step into it, they have no idea how to survive. You need to understand the psychological weapon you already carry. When you stop reacting, they lose control. When you stop explaining yourself, they lose their power. When you stop playing, they realize the game is meaningless without you. But let me remind you again, don't just watch this, don't just listen. Take action, subscribe now, like this video, comment below, and declare your strength. Say it out loud, I rewrote the game. Because the more you declare it, the more it roots itself into your mind. And here's what terrifies them most. When you change the game, they can't prepare. Because their strategies, their tricks, their lies, all of it was designed for the old rules. And now those rules don't exist. You burned the playbook. This is why silence is so deadly. This is why patience is so powerful. This is why not responding is often the loudest response. Think about Rosa Parks, a woman who, by simply refusing to give up her seat on a bus in 1955, rewrote the game of civil rights in America. She didn't scream. She didn't fight with fists. She didn't play by the system's rules. She simply said no. Her refusal triggered a movement, and the system that thought it could play her was forced to crumble. Sometimes, the greatest victories are not in how loud you shout, but in how unshakably you stand. Now, I want you to take a look at your own life. Who tried to play you? Who thought they were smarter, stronger, better? Who thought you'd stay in the box they put you in? Who underestimated your silence, your patience, your endurance? You don't need to call them out. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to build your new game. Focus on your craft. Focus on your growth. Focus on your discipline. Let your results speak in a language they can't translate. Because one day, they will look up and realize the board is gone. The pieces are gone. The rules are gone. And all that remains is the empire you built without them. When Oprah Winfrey was young, she was told she didn't have the right look for television. People doubted her. People rejected her. People thought they could define her. But she refused their definition. She didn't play their game. She created her own. And now, the very industry that once rejected her bows to her name. This is not about arrogance. This is about vision. This is about strength. This is about refusing to live in someone else's script. The moment you realize that, you unlock a kind of freedom most people will never taste. Because most people are stuck reacting, stuck chasing, stuck begging for validation. But not you. Not anymore. They tried to play you, but you outgrew the board. You stopped being a piece. You became the player. And then you became the creator. That's the evolution. That's the transformation. That's the storm no one saw coming.